What's going on, everybody? Tactically Torah here. My name is Heath. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for showing up. Right off the top of my head, be careful with... Okay, so I've been seeing recently a lot about the light. And be careful with that narrative. Be careful with what people say about the light, and so on and so forth, and follow the light and this and that. Okay, first of all, Satan, the enemy, he presents himself as what? An angel of light. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that. You do have the capability to actually dive into scripture and go pretty deep on that, but I'm not going to go any further. Just whenever you hear things about the light and this and that and Yeshua is the light, well, first of all, John 14:6 says that I am the way, the truth, and the life. So pay attention to that. What's the next thing I wanted to talk about? What is it? Freedom. Okay? Freedom, first of all, whom the Son sets free is free indeed. That is very true. And the truth, knowledge of the truth shall set you free. But even more important, it's not just the knowledge, it is the obedience to the truth that shall set you free. And there is a lot of truth to that, but there is a lot of practical action that must take place when you are a free man or a free individual. Keywords, practical action. Okay, and with that freedom comes responsibility and risk. Bear independent. If you don't follow him, you need to. But he says it the best, in my opinion. He says at some point you've got to actually put your nuts on the line and do something. If you choose to be free, say you are an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur, at some point you've actually got to kiss job security goodbye. Know that the endeavor that you have just embarked on may very well be incredibly successful, or on the other side of that coin, may very well be the biggest failure that you've ever done. But at some point, you've got to put your nuts on the line and go after it. So, if you want to be a neo-pioneer and go out there into the world, find your piece of land, and just freaking get after it, you know, build yourself a house, dig a well, homestead, do all the things as far as that's concerned, eventually at some point you're going to have to kiss your cush job goodbye, unless you are somehow blessed with the opportunity and ability to actually work from home and maintain some type of perpetual living and generate some form of income outside of going someplace to work. At some point, if you do not have all that, you have to kiss that goodbye in order to move to a location that will allow you to do that. So, with freedom, and the thing with the neo-pioneering, the idea of homesteading, a lot of people like to romanticize that thought, but until you're actually doing it, there's no point even thinking about it. Like, you can't romanticize something that you're not willing to put yourself or risk everything for. You know, so for the sake of the idea of the homesteader lifestyle, you know, where you've got your off-grid cabin, you've got your garden that you're growing every year, you've got your goats and your chickens and so on and so forth. you've got your little job on the side because, let's face it, you don't need a lot of money to be able to perpetuate that lifestyle, especially if your land is paid for. All you really need is materials, gas, so on and so forth. So essentially you're living a cheaper, healthier lifestyle, which means you don't need that cush job anymore. But with all that comes risk. You have to be able to risk the security, the health insurance that great job in town or in the city that you've got that pays you $40 an hour and pays you $150,000 a year on salary, or more or less, you know, whatever it is, you know. And there comes a lot of risk. And it's the same thing. It's not just with, you know, the pioneering lifestyle or the homesteader. It's with everything. It's with this government. Too many people are way too willing to give up freedom for the sake or the illusion of safety, or the illusion of, well, it's for the children, or the illusion of our health is at risk. I'll tell you frankly, I don't give a damn. Part of freedom means that I'm not responsible for you, and you're not responsible for me. You do your own thing. And if you feel like wearing a mask is right for you, then by all means, you have the freedom to do that. But guess what? I have the freedom to refuse if I so choose. Therefore, you have no right to infringe on my freedom to not wear a mask while you choose to. So with that freedom, where an individual chooses to not wear a mask, that freedom on the other side of that coin provides what is called risk. The choice or the freedom to choose not to wear a mask, or to not do this or to not do that, means that they put themselves knowingly at risk of whatever the fear is. Homesteading. You put yourself at risk living that neo-pioneer lifestyle of not having job security, unless you're able to do both. Some people are. Normally you don't see a massive, you know, just a phenomenal career with the whole freedom to live life on your own terms, you know. I mean, unless you're like a CEO or something like that. But with all of that said, with freedom comes risk. And at some point, you've got to be willing to put your nuts on the line. I just had, I don't even know where I'm going with that, so I'm not going to say it. Guys, freedom's important. I want to say it was Benjamin Franklin. It says that you, if you were willing to, this is just a paraphrase because I don't have it in front of me, but if you're willing to give up your freedom for safety, you are not worthy of either. And chances are you're going to lose both, your freedom and your safety. That's pretty profound, if you ask me. People lining up, can't wait to get this vaccine, just for the thought or idea that it will somehow perpetuate some form of normalcy. Yeah, doc, which arm you want? Doesn't make any sense. Now, I, for one, refuse. Not going to get it. Not going to take it. So with the freedom to be able to say that puts me at the risk of whatever is perpetuated from the idea of having the vaccine, having this this perpetuated ridiculous idea that somehow, I'm not even going to get into it, but it puts me at risk. See, it is my personal belief that it is the corporations, the businesses, the stores we like to shop at, you know, Amazon, Walmart, Target, Kroger, you know, your basic, the places where you receive your basic necessities, you know, such as groceries and toilet paper and blah, 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 where they'll literally say, oh, well, if you don't have said vaccine, then you're not allowed to come in here. But don't worry, we have a vaccine station over here, and all you have to do is take it, and you're free to go into the green zone. You can go over there, but if you don't have it, you have to stay out here. Your business is denied. You cannot partake in commerce, which is, there's a biblical element to that, you know, with taking of the mark of the beast and not being able to partake in commerce, will not be able to buy or sell, so on and so forth, pay your taxes, whatever the case may be, you know. Not trying to make light of the idea or belittle the situation by any means, but it's essentially, at some point, you're going to have to put your nuts on the line and take that risk, regardless of what you think the mark of the beast is. Doesn't matter what you think it is. If you think that this has the high potential of being the mark of the beast, and you proceed to take that vaccine, I question your relationship with the Most High. So I mean, there's so much that goes into it. But this whole idea came from well, it comes from a lot of things, and I don't know, I'm just not even going to get into it. With freedom, there is a lot of responsibility, a lot of reward, and even more risk. So if you choose to be a free man, you're putting yourself at risk in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and it is up to you to embrace it. Bless you guys. I just wanted to toss that out there. And what are your thoughts on the matter? What are your thoughts about everything that's going on? Let's talk about freedom. Let's talk about whatever you want. Please like, share, subscribe, whatever you want. Dislike it if you hated it. I don't care. All in all, bless you. Have a wonderful day. And Shabbat Shalom.